move on.
Anna Wintour is recognized as the most powerful woman in fashion.
You could probably describe Anna in a word or in like a novel, but not in a sentence. She has and she continues, I think, to sort of define what modern fashion's about today.
We'll probably have, will remain a fashion icon into the next millennium.
Every morning, Anna Wintour gets up at 5:45. She plays an hour's tennis 4 days a week, weather permitting. Her hair and makeup artist arrive at her home every day at 7. Her chauffeur collects her at 7:30, and she's at her desk by 8.
I do feel that Vogue has a standard of excellence that is unsurpassed in the world of fashion magazines, and we have an incredible history that we have to maintain its standards. And I think that we have that aura, we have that point of view that to be in Vogue really means something, that you're attaining something. It's not just a magazine, it's I don't know, it's like Coca-Cola or Nike. I mean, it's a huge brand.
Vogue, one of the world's most profitable fashion magazines, attracts a lot of attention, but its editor attracts even more. Her name inspires headlines on both sides of the Atlantic. She's been described as an icy control freak and is most famously known as Nuclear Wintour.
Anna Wintour's office. I'm scared of her. I'm scared of her. Everyone's scared of her. I mean, it's like she always says that I can't understand why everyone's scared of me. But she's an intimidating person because she's so incredible.
Okay.
She's just way ahead of the whole fashion game.
Prada? You need to see the skirt.
You need to see a lot.
Without the skirt, it's nothing.
Yeah. That's another, but yeah, I mean,
I think that beige
going
is too dreary.
too dreary.
Was there another top again?
And we're very beige again, and it's just, we just were beige.
I think it's extremely chic.
It's like stiff to me. It's not big on hanger appeal.
No.
For the first 6 months or so, I would like tremble before I had to go into her office. Because she was so, the way that she holds the meeting is so fast and so quick and so direct. But in the end, I started to think, God, I love working with this woman because I only have to go into her office for 3 seconds and everything's decided.
Okay, and that's it? Mm-hmm. Well, could you come up with a sweater that's in that color?
Let's go back and see what they, maybe there's something.
Because this could be pretty. This salmon color. If you could find the right sweater. I'd like to look again tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Keep going. It's a decision-making process all day.
Bruce, how you doing?
I'm not a believer in long memos or endless discussions. I think if one feels, and I know I've been in that situation where you have people, breathing down your neck all the time and not making decisions. I mean, it's just confusing. In the end, nothing gets done. So I try and be very clear about what I expect, but then they're on their own.
Model of the Year.
The fashion industry's Oscars are taking place in a few days, and Anna has final approval of the scripts and pre-recorded videos that will be included in the show.
Can you stop? Can you go back? Was that nude? Was it a bathing suit? Just tell me.
Yeah, I think it's a bathing suit.
This is the first time Vogue has sponsored the awards.
Shouldn't it have her name? But can you take me out? I don't want to be in there, okay? Seriously, I mean, it looks like
I'll tell them.
emotional. It's embarrassing. But I mean, it's just crazy because she told me they're meant to be mood pieces. That's why the other ones were all about the beach, and this is all fashion. Angela, it seemed to me it was all headshots and not. Do you agree? Mm-hmm. Okay, so, will you call Candy or Lauren, whoever it is that makes it happen fastest?
Okay.
Since taking the helm of American Vogue 12 years ago, Anna Wintour has conquered New York. She first moved here in 1976, and after a variety of jobs in the fashion press, briefly returned home to edit British Vogue. Now, from her 12th floor office in Times Square, she commands a 6-figure salary and an editorial team of 80.
Hi, come in.
They have to plan issues months ahead and work on several at once. The team in charge of the February cover still need Anna's approval for the 4 different outfits they'll shoot.
Well, it's only going to work if you see the skirt. Otherwise, it's going to be a cardigan.
No, but you have to see this girl.
Now, is lipstick really better than the kiss? It just looks like
I don't think
pills
it's going to be enough.
or something. It could be pill rated.
Yeah.
We should throw it on the lip.
Yeah,
Skirt.
let's do it.
Lip
Let's
skirt.
do it quick.
And I wanted to put on the 2 trenches as well.
Go ahead. Anna Wintour's office.
When I went back to do British Vogue, I did find the pace slow. Over here, I mean, decisions are made quickly. People do like to push things through. I mean, it's not a city where people sit on things, and on the whole, people do call you back. It is a yes or it's a no, and they mean it. And I think it's very healthy.
So we're going
So
for
I'm
opulent antique
Opulent
stores,
irony.
auction houses, Russian tea rooms.
Yeah. I think it's going to be great. And
yeah.
Pam was so nice.
Yeah. Great.
Thanks, Hamish.
Okay.
Plum and Hamish are collaborating on a feature for the March issue. Hamish is styling the photographs, and Plum's interviewing 2 girls who believe it's no longer enough to look $1 million.
But obviously, because this is Vogue, they all have to be absolutely beautiful and model size. So it's incredibly hard because there's lots of girls who dress brilliantly and spend a lot of money on fashion, but they're not thin enough to fit into samples, not thin enough to be in the magazine, not beautiful enough to be in the magazine. But to get to this point, I've probably shown her 20 girls, I've made 20 boards, I've rang up 20,000 women. And so these are going to be the 2 blondes. This girl's an actress called Peter, and this is Amy. They don't know each other, but they've agreed to do it together. No. Listen, on the $1 Billion Girls, I think I should organise the interviews, and you should organise the photo.
Well, with Lenore.
Now, Hamish is shooting in New York on the 15th. When I came here, I felt really, really scruffy. They're so groomed here and they're so well turned out that you might think, I'm English and I can do what I like, but actually you have to compete with them. Yeah, they're both Pam Hansen. I just realised that I had to get like eyebrow waxes, which I'd never heard of. I thought that was an insane idea. Went and did it, thought, great, this looks really good. Manicures, pedicures, constant waxing of legs and all that kind of stuff. I remember this guy said to me once, you need to get your thighs waxed. I was like, oh, okay then. Off I went, you know. And I mean, he wasn't even my boyfriend or anything.
So this is the Celine.
I'm not thrilled, but
Okay.
Well, how about with that bag? Because the bag looks like an extension.
okay. What else?
Okay. So then here's the rest of the product that has come in.
So there's the scarf.
She would never say, specify how you've got to look. But the thing is, like, if I know that I've got to go into her office and see her that day, I'll think, oh God, I better wear some high heels today. Like, I better look a little bit groomed. I better look a little bit, sort of, a little bit fashion.
Tony, you say with pants?
No.
Oh,
They
okay.
just look to this.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's
Chic
impressive.
look.
It looks.
You know, it'll be very
It looks
good.
like clothes.
Yeah.
You know, the other's a bit skimpy.
This job gives you really, really expensive taste. So suddenly you want the $10,000 skirt or the $2,000 pants.
It's poor looking too.
Yeah. I think it's
Doesn't work.
Okay. Okay. Next and last.
It's like, yeah, the clothes are ridiculous here. What everyone wears is really, really glamorous. And it's probably, the clothes that people wear here in the day are probably clothes that normal people would wear on their most glamorous night out of the year. Do you know what I mean? Who's going to go and wear a chiffon Dolce & Gabbana skirt like this to the office? Only me, or only someone who works at Vogue, you know?
And I wanted to put this on too. The whites are not here. And where thinking to shoot?
Stephen adores it.
It looks really dull. I don't care if he adores it.
No, but we'll brighten it up. I mean, we're not going to shoot against
Where's the,
that.
here's a whole wall that's like this.
Well, maybe if you take all the
Well,
furniture
that's what we
out.
would do. It's just the
I
green
don't want
and
him
the-
to do, too complicated a picture. We won't be able to do any cover lines.
Right.
Okay.
It'll look like a fashion shoot.
Okay.
Well, that's what I was saying. Take out the table. It's only really if she sat here. It's a green band basically, and this behind
Yeah.
it.
But
So it's
don't let
very
him
plain,
use all
brightless.
this.
No,
No,
I
take it
wouldn't.
all
I
out.
wouldn't.
I think it would look very poor.
One plans things out beforehand, and then basically one will give the editors, writers, whoever, photographers a free hand. And if the discussions beforehand have been straightforward and direct and very much telling them what one's expecting, then on the whole it works out. It's not that I mind surprises. I mean, a great surprise can be terrific, but if I'm expecting a studio shot a sitting shot in the studio on a certain model, and it comes in on location with a group, I mean, I don't like that.
Anna never lets the weekly features meeting take more than 15 minutes.
Okay, so can we go over February and March today, and then is Julia here? Yeah, I want to go over Julia's political ideas.
February features the Mark Jacobs profile. The Bridget Jones diary is in.
Okay, can I see the edited version of that? Yeah, but I still think that we need one more piece in this issue. Julia, what was your idea that you just had?
Well, when we were talking about doing the campaign sort of honchos, the gurus for September, there is a top woman in each of these campaigns, and they're genuinely powerful. I mean, it's sort of, you could maybe make Karen Hughes look good.
No, I'm not only just talking about the way she looks, but I mean, there's enough of a character.
Karen Hughes is definitely the strongest one of the three. She's not a lovable human being. I mean, these are not glamorous political.
Granny black and white.
I mean, Mary Madeline looks like, Verushka compared to these chicks.
Maybe it's fun. Maybe it's not, but you can't tell until you get there.
20 rails of designer samples arrive in the Vogue offices every day.
These ones are good, though.
Do you want them in pink and orange? I mean,
that
it's
wouldn't be bad.
funny.
I mean, you might as well clash it if you can't match it.
Let me go running.
As well as the cover, Tony's styling an evening dress shoot for later this week.
The clothes come from, literally they come from the designers wherever their showrooms are. The kind of covetable clothes, there are a certain amount of them. Everybody has kind of the same take, and everybody wants the same thing. So you do have to fight with other magazines. And you have to be aggressive, frankly. You have to be aggressive to get your just kind of bid in early.
I mean, do you like these?
I feel they're a little day. They don't give me kind of the dress up, go out feeling.
Yes.
Louboutin. I mean, those are pretty crazy. These are good. I mean, that's the only thing we're taking, so
I irritate my editors sometimes because I insist on interviewing all the assistants because I am always wanting to make sure that if we're going to invest 2 or 3 years of time and training into these young women, they have to be promotable women. And sometimes if they're desperate to fill a slot and they find someone that they think is okay, and I'll say, no, this just isn't good enough, we can do better than this, they'll kick and scream a bit. But in the end, they're grateful.
Plum's interviewing one of her billion-dollar girls today.
I love to have people on the magazine that are sort of mavericks, that are, I don't expect Plum to be in the office 9 to 5. I mean, I like her to be out. I like her to be at parties. I like her to be on the scene. I'm out a lot, but I can't be everywhere. But she's in touch with a whole young generation of social girls, models, actresses, a whole different world. And it's important for me to hear about all that.
No, listen, this is the bottom line. If Pamela Hansen can't do it on Friday, then Peter Wilson can't do it. Do you know what I mean? And Peter Wilson needs Vogue more than Vogue needs Peter Wilson, in my opinion. Baby, all right, bye. Oh my God. One of the billion-dollar blondes can't make it. But that's okay. I think 1 out of 2 is fine.
Back from Washington, Julia Reed's examining the vice presidential race from Vogue's point of view.
I'm going to have to start off with some negatives, because I definitely don't think we need to do a vice presidential piece.
Okay.
Just because you're talking like a list of some boring white men. Oh. And so maybe the thing to do is kind of a cultural piece, like first ladies in general and how they have really evolved over the years, and how after Hillary now you've got like this sort of postmodern first lady. And
I don't think that's going to take away too much good material for when we have to do
No, because I think then you just do a full-blown profile and it's a year down the road afterward, isn't it? I mean, we've done Hillary like 4 times.
Right.
I mean, we did her the first time.
So we're talking about the first lady redefined, basically.
Yeah.
The other billion-dollar blonde, Amy Sacco, owns one of New York's most fashionable nightclubs, Lot 61.
How many hot chickies are in this ultra-trendy neighborhood, huh? I know. Color.
Oh my God.
The ultra ski bunny.
Are they the Gucci ones?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Right, let's go. You look amazing, Amy.
Very fresh.
6'1" and model size, Amy meets all the criteria of a Vogue contributor.
No, but
I mean, Jackie sort of, yeah, and
the social aspects tells you a lot about the
yeah, because, like, I mean, remember with Rosalind Carter, I mean, it was a drag to go to a party in the Carter years, you know?
Right.
It was pretty swell to go when Jackie was in there.
Okay, so what if we do the First Lady redefined? But then can we do the First Kids as a sort of sort of sidebar?
Oh, that'd be fun, yeah, because you've got, like, the
that's
Ford
changing.
kids, and you had, like, Amy Carter, and,
Right.
yeah.
Kennedy's.
The Johnson girls, and, you know.
Who was at Lot 61 last night?
Oh, God, Nick Nolte.
Again?
What a fox, again, yeah.
Oh my God.
I think he was looking for you.
No, I didn't meet him. Lucy
No,
met him.
Lucy did. Oh, God.
Is he a nice guy,
though? Or any guy's really nice.
Can you charge your clothes to work as such?
For my work, yes, absolutely. I have a budget.
Do you?
Yeah, I have a
Can you
clothing
say how much
budget,
that is a year, roughly?
Well, kind of went up this year. So I guess roughly it'd be about between 50 and 75,000.
10 minutes. In fact, I might just we traditionally always photograph the First Lady when she goes into office, usually for the January or February issue. But Julia had the idea, which I think is terrific, to sort of look at the changing role of the First Lady and how particularly Hillary has totally redefined it.
At the height of the Clinton scandal, Anna chose to give Hillary a Vogue makeover and put her on the cover of the November '98 issue, a decision that made headline news.
You know, there are a lot of people in this country that dislike Hillary intensely, and it was a toss-up. I mean, we were very thrilled, but we were also somewhat surprised by the incredibly positive reaction.
Vogue sells 1.2 million copies each month. The Hillary issue boosted newsstand sales by nearly 20%.
But it was not so much her style, which I think has enormously improved since she's been in office, but I think so many women in this country were identifying with her pain and her courage and her demeanor, and it was just, you know, very much her moment. I think it's also an affirmation of being on the cover of Vogue is a symbol that, you know, you can be both beautiful and have brains.
Holy moly, hello, come on in.
Jeffrey.
Yes.
I'm Plum.
So you are.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Hi. Hello,
Sykes.
I'm Plum Sykes from Vogue, and this is Amy Sacco.
At one of the city's most exclusive jewelers, Jeffrey and Lois have come up with a new idea to rejuvenate Rolex watches.
How are people finding the customized Rolex thing? Like,
They
how
are just starting to find it now. It's a fad, I think, that's going to take off. I think you're the first to jump on it, really, other than like the hip kids like Samantha and stuff. Really, this is something that's going to happen.
Oh my God, totally.
Without
totally.
question.
It's so cool. It looks like a Christmas decoration on your home.
And does that not update
on
everything? I mean, it's...
I think it updates, it gives a fashion flair to everything. You think of what color you want. Shocking pink.
That's why everything's like a racing car color. Ferrari red, Lamborghini yellow.
But those are the two that pop out in my mind as far as color, because they're so bright on the race course.
Oh
pink
my God. Pink,
gold
with pink and diamonds.
You think of
pink and diamonds.
Power of Ralph, and we can do any color you want. You know?
So give me your most expensive.
Well, this is probably around $30,000.
Okay, so what is that? That's gold,
diamond.
So it's more than that, actually. This one I think is 48. And it's wonderful if you want to buy a pastel diamond from us to go with it.
Exactly.
Oh, you could do it with a pastel diamond.
Yes.
Of course you could. And look, I mean, if you want to do his and hers, I mean, here's a nice little statement. Is that funky?
That's funky.
Oh my God.
That's truly the idea.
Amazing.
Now,
that
this
is amazing.
That the kids seem like to wear it loose.
And that looks fabulous on you.
You know what? We should have this in the shoot.
Jeffrey, this fits. Thanks.
Well, you know what? Keep it. I mean, darling.
Anna's been invited to start the day's trading at the stock exchange. To publicise tomorrow night's fashion awards, she's brought with her 6 nominees from the Model of the Year category, including Giselle, the industry's hot favourite. And where Vogue goes, the press follow.
That's it. Now,
across town, a restaurant in Greenwich Village is the location for Tony's evening dress shoot.
Guys, make sure I'm in a 30th or 60th.
The photographer's Arthur Elgore, a Vogue regular.
Watch your arm that is, what is the word called? Not hyperventilating. That's the wrong word. Hyperextended.
The model is Angela, who's going to be February's cover girl.
I don't mind the riders.
You don't even see.
The riders do not read Vogue a lot. That is one reason, you know. Let me have the Polaroid camera. Polaroid line?
Okay.
PS is pretty, but I'm going to give it a couple of seconds while you primp a little.
This is the first time Angela's been chosen for a Vogue cover.
We like to take a girl that our readers are already familiar with, that they have a sense that she's become a Vogue girl.
Wait 1 minute, Ange.
She needs to feel confident and that she's of a certain level. I mean, they just need to be able to really project.
Even change your position a couple of times. Sit sloppy. You got it. Notice these guys here. She's doing a very good job, Ange. It's because she gives loads of different.
Yeah. That's the pose right there.
Yeah. Don't move, Ange. Sorry.
Everybody would like to be on the cover of Vogue. I mean, being on the cover of Vogue is a great compliment.
All right. Oh, she's doing it for me. Ah, the devil. That's it. Okay, give me the least.
In February, the next cover, there was a sense of very casual ease that came out of the collections, and I wanted an image of a girl that would project that. And then there are other times when there's a celebrity that makes sense for Vogue, and we'll try and take them, give them a Vogue makeover, and have people look at the cover and say, my God, we never knew that she could look so great. I would say 30% of the time we'll do a reshoot. We have less success sometimes with celebrities. I mean, we sometimes don't get them first time out. I mean, Gwyneth Paltrow, we shot her 3 times before we got the right picture out of her, and it's never their fault. It's, you know, in a way, it's a sort of learning experience because they just don't have so much experience in a photographic shoot the way a model does.
Now, I'm sneaking in on a couple, Tony.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I like that.
I just think you would look at it very geometric, like from dead on.
Like this.
More. So that green square is right in the middle of your frame.
Like this, with the glass and everything.
Yep, with the glass and everything.
You work your leg a little bit to cross them.
Yeah.
Work it. That's it.
The annual Fashion Awards are live on cable television tonight. The final rehearsal is Anna's last chance to approve the scripts.
We both love fashion. We both love hip-hop. And God, you look good in that dress.
Yeah, I've been seeing things that I've said no to all along. And I didn't get this till late last night. And I called Candy first thing this morning and made the changes. And I got all these different ones. I said, this one is the best. And I asked for a change in here. And then they should add in something about sport there because there's so much about
tennis, anyone, or sport.
And then the next thing I know, something else is in the teleprompter.
All right.
Can you go and get the script out of this bin then? Yeah, she would. I don't care. Just go and rescue it.
Yeah. The run of show there.
Is it with all the little squares on it?
Yeah, I'm just wondering how much longer I have to stay here.
It's not a 9-to-5 job, obviously. All the time one's trying to balance the children and work and time for oneself. And there's often times when you just feel you just don't have enough of you to go around.
Anna has 2 children, Charlie, aged 14, and Bea, who's 12.
It's very important to me to have that balance. I mean, I hope in some ways I can show Bea that you can do both, and that Charlie, that whoever he marries, that you can do both. It's just working out the priorities, I think. I mean, to me it's unthinkable not to work, and it's unthinkable not to be a mother. But, you know, every time there's a choice where I can put the children first, I'll do that. really try and involve them in my work. I don't try and cut them out, make them try and feel that they're very much part of it. I think they enjoy it. You know, they enjoy knowing what I do and who all the players are.
Anna had a similar childhood herself. Her father, Charles Wintour, was editor of the London Evening Standard for nearly 20 years.
I obviously was really interested in what my dad did, and he brought interesting people home, and he included us, and again, we knew who all the people were that he was working with, and a lot of them would come at weekends or dinners, so I mean, it became part of our vocabulary, what he did. I think we all would have liked to have seen more of him, but we certainly enjoyed what he did.
Did you sort out, Kevin?
Live from New York City, this is the 1999 VH1 Vogue Fashion Awards. And now, your hosts, Heather Locklear and Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy's appeared on the pages of Vogue before as America's most celebrated rap artist and notorious bad boy.
Puppy and I were voted most unlikely couple to host the show together tonight, but I think we have a lot in common.
Yeah, we both love fashion.
Yeah?
We both love hip-hop. And God, you look good in that dress. Nice to meet you. Nice to know you.
And the women's wear designer of the year is Tom Ford for Gucci.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Model of the Year.
Oh, the winner is...
Most fashionable artist, male, Lenny Kravitz. Mark McGrath. Puff Daddy.
Realizing Puff Daddy's potential to add street cred to haute couture, Anna signed him up for an exclusive Vogue feature to be shot in Paris.
And the winner is Marlon Brando. Wow, no, it's Lenny Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz.
Paris couture is fashion at its most lavish. Between the 30 catwalk shows this week, Anna has a chance to spend time with her friends, the designers.
Hey, Mr. Baker.
Hi, John.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
He's en route. Well, we
Very well.
British designer John Galliano has invited Anna and Plum for lunch in the House of Dior executive dining room.
Plum's been spending her week with Puff Daddy.
Do you know Puff Daddy?
I've not met him, no.
Oh, John, I wish you had.
Meet him on Tuesday.
Will you give me a quote about him? Well, he said to me, I'm going to wear these really crotched pants. It's like a suit that he's designed for himself, and more diamonds than I've ever seen. He calls his diamonds ice.
Right.
I said why, he said because they look like ice cubes.
Chic.
He loves fashion.
He's a girl. He is a girl.
Girl at heart.
It's hysterical.
Yeah. So it's very modern, the clothes.
Greatly inspired by the film Matrix.
Oh, really?
That's one of the inspirations. Yeah.
Really? Right.
Lower heels, Penelope Tree, Esprit.
I saw that up on your wall, right?
Hair, clean hair, moving, using like hard crocodile leathers, with strong silhouettes, trousers, slim trousers, Napoleonic inspired. They're cut in a way that would make his troops look taller and more menacing.
I see.
They're called pantalon soldats.
Marching into the next century.
Yeah. Yes, I've seen the future, Anna. Anna's presence is incredibly important. The reason I'm here at the House of Dior today is because of Anna Wintour. Although she'll say no, it's your talent, John, and everything, but she really pushed me when I had no money, nowhere to live. She believed in me so much. She shot a lot of the collection for American Vogue, which is unheard of. The collection hadn't even been sold. She flew me to New York. I didn't really know what was going on, but I was introduced to the fantastic high society of New York, and these pictures were shown to John Baldwin. This is how much American Vogue believed in John Galliano. What was he going to do? And he bankrolled me for a couple of seasons.
With the help of investment banker John Boult, Galliano quickly became an established designer.
It isn't often that you meet a great designer, and it isn't I mean, if you think about the great designers, the designers that have really changed the way women dress or look or how we think about fashion, but immediately when you saw what John was doing, you realized that he was one of them. So it was just like we had to help him. I mean, it was just, there was no question that we had to keep this man going, and that's part of what we do. It's not only about putting the clothes in the magazine, it's about stimulating interest in the whole industry.
It's mutually beneficial for Anna and the designers to maintain good relations with each other. Along with other top Paris houses, Chanel are one of the magazine's main advertisers. And she's known Karl Lagerfeld for 14 years.
This is a fractal dress. This is a ruby dress.
Gorgeous colour, huh?
Gorgeous colour, huh? And
this is what you're doing with the makeup?
Yes, exactly.
Is she really wearing a parachute? Because I read in Vogue that she's going to be wearing a parachute.
Yeah, exactly.
According to Mr. Talley.
Thank God you read Vogue. What I admired was your issue with the bathing suits. Because it's not easy, huh?
No.
But this year I think you made a great issue with that, because it's not easy to make a bathing suit issue, huh?
Right. No,
but apparently what's needed, no?
Too much the same. Well.
Yes, but it was nice. It was very, very well done.
Thank you. I like the accessory pages a lot.
Very beautiful, very beautiful. And I loved also the pages of Grace with the preview from the ready-to-wear.
Yes.
So it was like modern
Strong.
pen. It was strong. You saw it. You got the message, and then you can see something else. No, it was great.
Look at you. You look adorable. Look at you. Brilliant.
But it was made for her. Anyway, it was made for her. Très bien.
Fabulous. Thank you. Okay, let's go. Carl, thank you so much.
It's good. It's great to see you. That's no. I'm sorry.
Take your bag in the trunk?
Actually, thank you. Put the air conditioning on, please.
One of the most important of this week's shows is Galliano's presentation for Christian Dior. It's being staged at the Château de Versailles, a 20-mile drive from Anna's suite at the Ritz.
Is the traffic okay, Stefan?
Don't think so.
It's bad? Or
I heard the radio, they said it was quite black.
I love to follow fashion, but there's limits. I mean, I sort of know what works if you're short and thin rather than if you're tall and larger, so you just zero in on the designers that work for you. And also I think I'd like to have few clothes that I wear a lot each season rather than tons of clothes that you just never put on your back. So I tend to buy really few things every season, but then wear them over and over. I do like shoes. I guess that's my weakness, yes. No, I think all women like shoes, though.
Just a handful of clients can afford to pay tens of thousands of pounds for a one-off couture dress. The majority of the audience is made up of fashion press and invited celebrity guests.
Puffy! Hi, sweetheart. Oh, my puff daddy. How you doing?
So many people, just don't understand the couture. I mean, you come here with people that have never experienced it before, and they just sort of throw up their hands in despair and say, oh, I don't understand what the couture is about, one should stop it, who's going to really wear these clothes? And certainly it really doesn't have a lot to do with most women's modern life. But it is a time for the best designers in the world to create just extraordinary clothes. Oh, the Louvre? So you went to see the Mona Lisa?
No, I want to go.
I guess I'm a little bit like the designers when I'm planning the couture. I think, okay, we've given them a lot of good beige sweaters. Now is the time to give them some fun and some fantasy and something to dream about, which is, really, I think, part of what they buy Vogue for.
To mark the end of Fashion Week and to promote Puff Daddy's new album, Vogue is throwing a party.
Now nobody party like we party.
The party is being used as a backdrop for a Vogue photo shoot. Some of Anna's favourite models and designers have been invited to take part. So Puff Daddy gets his publicity and Anna gets her feature.
Where's the hat? It's in the box. Hi, darling. Congratulations again. You must be so thrilled. It's great.
Anna's also hired celebrity photographer Annie Leibovitz.
I think it was so uplifting, and it's just so amazing to be here and see the couture. I mean, it's like the first time I see art, you know? It's, I mean,
Sean Paul. Hi. How are you?
Very well, very well. And you?
I'm good. I'm so excited that you're doing this.
I am not still dressed. I will
well,
have
no, John's not dressed
second
either. I'm waiting for Puff Daddy. He's like Naomi. He's been in the car for several hours. Hi. How are you? Love the diamond.
Puffy's arrival is Anna's cue to leave. She rarely stays at a party more than 20 minutes, never drinks, and prefers to be in bed by 10:30. On the balcony above the dance floor, Annie Leibovitz is left with the rare opportunity to capture John Galliano, Karl Lagerfeld, Jean-Paul Gaultier, Oscar de la Renta, Alec Weck, Kate Moss, and Puff Daddy, all in one photograph.
What Vogue is creating is a fantasy. So I always say to people, you know what, opening Vogue magazine is just like going to see a movie. Don't believe any of it and don't think any of it's really real. None of the models look that good in real life. We make everyone look 1,000 times better. Those $40,000 dresses that you see in the magazine, we know there is only like one or two of them. There might be one in the Chanel store and one sample. It's never going to get an outing, so the designers want to actually lend it to someone and see it worn, because people aren't going to buy those clothes. You know, they buy the $2,000 dress or the $1,000 dress, you know, or the $50 perfume. We're promoting the fantasy, you know, to sell the products. It's very easy when you work in it to see right through it for what it is, and it's a business.
In the Vogue office, proofs for the February cover have just come in. There's nearly 1,000 shots to choose from.
I don't think this works, do you?
No. Dark.
You see what I mean about the brown?
But this is a green. I can make that a brighter green.
200 of these will be printed up, then narrowed down to 4 or 5. Finally, one for the cover.
I can make it just glow. I can make it more silvery. We all were talking about how the red suddenly worked when we put it on her. I mean, I think this is more chic.
It is. It
seems
looks
like
more
this
fashion.
It's fashion. It's contemporary woman. It's very modern.
Okay.
So I'll work on these first.
Okay, great.
Do that. We'll blow them up. Nice if we can find a good smile. She'll know which one it is right away. That's why the next step after this is the ones I'm choosing now, we're going to blow up and put logos on them and put them on the wall, and she'll walk right up and pick which one it is, almost every time. I'm going to do this one too, now that I see it.
I try and be decisive. I try and, even if I don't know what the hell I'm doing, I try to be decisive because I think it's very comforting and reassuring and important to the people that are working with you to feel that whoever is in charge knows what they're doing and knows what they're thinking, and that if it's a yes, it's a yes, and it's a no, it's a no. I mean, I don't think of myself as a boss. I mean, I think of myself as someone who's giving direction and guidance, and vice versa.
Helmet lag is better than that big.
Should I try the helmet on the other? Chris,
Yeah, try it on the other doll. Right. Okay.
Thanks a lot. Just put it onto one of this table to look like. You don't, I mean, you just don't put husband and wives next
I know,
to each
but you
other.
won't.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, it's not the way you do it.
Okay. So I'll redo those.
Okay.
Do you want to look under something? No, you know each other. Hi, how you doing?
All right, you.
I'm good.
Let's keep going. I would question that one too. Okay. The final decision may be mine, but I have listened along the way to everyone's opinions, and that's very important to me. And I don't like people that are not, that are intimidated or are frightened of speaking up. I think that's not interesting for anybody.
We still don't know about Oscar Stables. Hi. Hello. Okay, put your glasses back on. Okay. How many do we need?
Our models do have 6 looks, so Sean.
Okay, I'm not mad about that one, I have to say. This just isn't Vogue,
Vogue supporting a costume exhibition at the Metropolitan Museum. The museum normally celebrates the work of one fashion designer, but this year it's taken the theme of rock stars' original costumes.
Good morning.
Good morning, Anna.
How are you?
Good. You?
But these aren't the right lights yet, right?
No.
This is the 3rd time Anna's been involved.
It's going to be lighter. Something just went out, the lights just...
Because it looks really dark.
Yeah, they're working on it.
I think anything that I can do that can bring attention to the world of fashion and to the industry as a whole is incredibly important. I mean, I like to think of myself as someone that can help and support the industry way beyond what I just do by sitting at my desk at Vogue.
No, there's only...
What?
It's just straightforward.
What's really clever about Anna is that she's been able to keep the magazine for the 10 years, whatever, that she's been here. It's constantly news. It's like Vogue is constantly news. She put Oprah on the cover, she put Hillary Clinton on the cover, she's put Gwyneth on the cover, she's had Puff Daddy in it. Vogue magazine becomes a news item. She gets press, but I mean, she never really says anything to the press. She's like a very enigmatic figure, and she is kind of seen as a celebrity here, but she's never given really anything away.
Anna's never spoken to the press about her personal life, but since last summer, gossip columns have been full of it. First, rumours of an affair, then news of a separation after 15 years of marriage.
Being in the press sort of goes with the job. I mean, it's part of the territory. When I first went back to London to edit British Vogue, and there was a whole wave of publicity about what I would do and what it would be like, and I only wore white clothes or black clothes, and I wore high heels even on the tennis court. I mean, when you start to read things like that, I mean, you just have to learn to laugh and not worry about it and do your job and know that your family cares about you and your friends care about you, and what the press writes is immaterial. Can we do better than that?
Okay.
Great. And I don't like this. All right, then this is you're still working on that? All right, this is a mess.
Yes.
All right.
And this is being redone too. We're changing these images.
Anna's decided on the front cover, but there's still work to do before the February issue goes to the printers in 3 days' time.
A whole new story coming in here.
And then we thought we were reshooting that.
Well, I don't know if it ever happened.
Can we find
I'll find out.
Wait, no, did you ever speak to Mario? Do you have the dummy, please, the Team Vogue?
It's right here.
Oh, great.
We left messages for Mario again.
Okay.
As far as, about getting the film, the other part, yes, yeah.
Both, for the Met too?
Yeah, the Met thing is harder to get from him, but the yes and the other film is coming.
It's not sepia, whatever it is, whatever that tone.
The last thing to photograph for the February issue is tonight's party, which marks the opening of the Rock Style exhibition. Thanks to Anna, this is New York's social event of the year. Anna's wearing one of the Galliano creations she saw on the catwalk in Paris.
Hi, Mom.
Boy, you're everywhere.
I can't keep me down. Hi, darling.
Parade for you. It went really good
At up to $50,000 for a table, the evening raised a record $3 million for the Metropolitan Museum.
You look gorgeous, Anna Wintour. Hello.
Yes, hello.
How are you?
I'm Dave McKinney. Hello. Well, it was great of you to sponsor this. This is terrific.
Well, you're looking forward to it. Hello. How are you? Fabulous. Thank you. Did John do that? Yeah, looks good. Hello, Anna Wintour. Come on, you look gorgeous. Incredible. Beautiful. I cut it way down.
Yeah, that's what you thought.
I remember getting one of those forms to fill when you were 8 or 9 at school, and I was in the height of my tomboy period and only interested in tennis. And I brought the form home, and you had to fill in what you were going to do and what your lifetime's ambitions were, and I had no idea. My dad just took it, and he wrote at the bottom, where it says career editor of Vogue. And that was it. Then I didn't have to make any more decisions. It was all worked out.
Nice to see you. Congratulations. Thank you for my beautiful flowers.
I think I had the best job in the world. I can't honestly think of anything else that could bring me so much pleasure and so much enjoyment and working with such crazy, talented, wonderful people. I mean, I don't think I ever could have worked in a bank.